Hello everyone, Flo here from Effortless Ecom, and today I want to show you how you can improve your conversions and your sales from the comfort of your home in your Shopify store. And if you watch until the end, you're also going to improve your Google ranking in the process. So what I wanted to talk about today is all about product images. And I want to share with you this store that sells Nike products. They charge the full price of Nike products, but to be very honest, I wouldn't purchase there. It looks unprofessional. It looks like I'm buying a thrift product, even though they're charging the new price. And it feels out of control. And if they had nicer pictures, I probably would buy. But what is the brand? The brand is, and I'm going to remove it, the brand is actually Nike itself. And I'm playing with you. This is a screenshot that I absolutely modified. You probably noticed by the titles. But this is what we see very, very common in different stores. It's people just take any pictures. They have a professional design, so they think, and then they just take any product pictures, upload them, and end up with a store like this, where we have strange sizes, all different sizes, and then just images that don't really go along really well. But now I want to show you how Nike actually looks like. And you'll see it's the exact same website design, cleaner product images, and the same prices. And I would 100% buy from this website. So what really is the difference? And this is something, it's so overlooked. People think, hey, I'm just going to hire someone to design a clean website, and then I'll just upload something, and then hopefully people will buy. And if they don't buy, I'm just going to spend more dollars in marketing, and all of a sudden everyone will be happy and will make a ton of money. The problem is the biggest barrier we have to cross is we have to actually show that our products are worth something. And the easiest way to show that our products are worth, especially the price that we're charging, or more than the price that we're charging, so you want to increase the perceived value, is by just having good product imagery. And I know it used to be really, really hard to have good product images because Nike, obviously, they have a huge team. They have professional photographers. They have all this equipment and studios and all of this. But I actually want to show you today how we can do this easily. And we just finished recording a course teaching all of that. But today, you'll learn all of that plus more, because this is also going to improve your SEO score. So there's two things we want to talk about. There is, as you can see, there's the image itself, and then there's the shape of the image or the sizes. And what Nike is doing is the images in terms of looks all look the same. We have the product featured, but they all have the same size. This is aesthetics wise. This makes everything so much cleaner to see, so much easier and predictable on the user eye. This is why it's much easier now to browse. Now imagine we had 12 rows of products like these. It will just strain the eye. It would absolutely get confusing. So what we want to do is we want to first, all of our images be the same size, and then we want to figure out how can we actually get our images that probably currently look more like this to get them to look like this, and then where you don't have to purchase expensive tools. Everything can be done online now, so this is going to be very exciting. So let's talk about sizes first. If you're using Shopify, and assume you are, because this is all that I talk about, you probably know the selector. We have three options. We have the adapt to image, we have the portrait, and we have the square. People usually default to adapt to image. This is what would lead to different sized cards. If we force to be everything a portrait or square, then even if our image might be a different aspect ratio, then Shopify itself will either zoom or crop just in a way so everything looks good or looks the same in terms of size. That's a great first step, but obviously we don't want our products to be cropped. We just want them to be laid out correctly. So I always recommend either using portrait or square, but also have the product images that support these sizes. So these are the pixel values we want to go for. If we wanted to use portrait, which Nike is doing, then these are the exact pixels. You want to do a 750 pixel by 1125 pixels, or square would be 1080 by 1080. So yeah, that's step number one. This is all we have to do, get the images, crop them to be the size. And now let's talk about how we can actually make our images and whatever they look like right now to look like Nike ones with like a click of a couple buttons. I'm now here in Canva.com. It's, in my opinion, the best editing tool we can need and use for everything from product images to image banners to social media. It's just this one tool that does so much for us. So this is what we love using, and this is also why we wanted to share this with you. What we wanted to do now, I wanted to create us a portrait image. So for this, if we remember the aspect ratio, we can click on create design, top right, create custom design. And then I already have here the recent my recent values, but we can just type in 750. That's the width, and the height is 1125. We click create new design, and this is what we're looking at. Perfect. All right, we got the format, we got the size. Now let's actually add an image, and for this I'm just gonna go and upload a shoe. You can just drag and drop, or you can also just click upload the files. Yeah, this is what we're seeing. Doesn't look too good, to be honest, but first step, let's actually change the background color to actually look like Nike. For this, you select the background. This is the image. We want to select the background where it's white. You click on this colorful image right here, and you can just type in the hex code. In this case, I know Nike's using F5, F5, F5. It's going to be previewed here. We just select it, and now we have the Nike backgrounds. Still doesn't really look like Nike at all. So let's get the image looking the way we want to. I'm just gonna make it fill the full width. Perfect. Let's center it. And now here's the cool stuff. We select the image, and then top left you see edit photo. Select edit photo, and now we have our magic tools. We got the background remover, and we got the magic eraser. Now I select this image on purpose because this is a little bit more complicated, but I'm going to show you something really cool. If we click background remover, now AI automatically detects what's the core of the image and what's the background. You can see background is gone, everything's gone, but we still have grass here because this is on top of the image. So I'm going to revert back. And before we do that, we now click the magic eraser. And what that allows us to do is we get this little brush tool. We can now cover things up, and you can see now it's thinking, and it's going to remove it. It's detecting there's grass in front of our image that we wanted to remove. So it's selected, it's thinking, and the grass will disappear. Perfect. We'll do this again one more time. Amazing. No, actually not. That's not what we wanted. It's getting lighter. So you just have to play around with it. Sometimes it has to think what's the actual background, especially if the grass like this is covering so much. Now we got it. Perfect. Now we can go back. It's going to auto-save it for us. And now when we click background remover, check this out. This is looking pretty darn close to Nike, but we're still not done yet. Obviously, this is rotated. And if you were to take a picture like this yourself, just make sure it's not tilted too much, but we can always rotate it like this, and we can eyeball it. What I usually recommend when we do this on scale, and obviously I don't want this video to take way too long, but what I would recommend is just adding some helper lines, making them like a horizontal one, a vertical one, and then making sure everything's aligned correctly. This is one way to do it. We also have templates for that. But yeah, this is how you can do it. But then we're still not done. We want to click edit photo again, and I'm just going to move my face. That's not too important. And then we have the shadows here. So if you select shadows, and I really like the drop shadow. Nike really likes the drop shadow too. Watch what happens when I select this one. It automatically gets a drop shadow. It detects our shoe, gives us a drop shadow. And now if I remove or reduce the intensity, see how this actually changes. Now the only thing is when it adds a drop shadow, it also moves our image from center. So now this is why I like the helper lines. We can have a helper line just showing us where is actually center vertically. You can pin it here, pin it there, and then realign your product. This is looking pretty good. Move it a little bit over, maybe like this. And then once you're done, obviously you can also change the size. We can say, hey, this is a little bit too big. I want to have a little bit on the smaller side. You can just drag one of these corners, realign. You can see the helper lines even here. And then select it, click share, and then we hit download. And I need to move my face again. Click share, we hit download. Now you wanted to keep it as a PNG. I actually recommend to using JPEGs, and then, but also Shopify is going to do a lot of the hard work for us. It's going to convert it into what's called a WebP format, much more better for site performance. So in this case, keep it as is, click download, and we're going to have an actual product picture. I'm going to wait for it to finish. And I don't even know if you probably won't see this, but this is how it looks like. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is, because now when you start editing all of your product images, you will have to upload them again. And there's this easy hack that I feel like is overseen by so many store owners. And that's actually how to improve your SEO score. That's the search engine optimization, what's called, or the ranking in search engines, being Google, Bing, and all the other ones, but Google being the most important one. What that does, and this is a primer on search engine optimization. Google reads the content of our websites through a crawler. They don't see images. It's just a technology that's trying to understand the context of what it is that we're selling, what is it we're displaying on the site. It tries to make sense of it and then tries to recommend it to whenever someone across the globe is searching for something that we have on our site. Google then tries to make sense of if we're a good recommendation in this case or not. So what we want to do is we want to translate visual images like this one into something that's actually machine readable, so that Google knows what it is that it's looking at, since it doesn't understand the picture per se. So what we want to do for this is we want to work with the image title, and we want to work with the alt text. And for that, you always want to include a good image title. In this case, if we wanted to upload it, we want to add a brand name, we want to include a product name, and we want to include the shot. In this case, it's a front shot. And then once we have uploaded it, and I'm going to show you how to edit it, we actually want to include an alt text to it. So let me show you how to add the alt text. Now I'm on the Shopify dashboard in the detail screen of a product. I just called it demo product to show you how the upload works. And on the media section, I'm going to click upload new. You know how this works. I'm going to select the image we just generated. Wait until it finishes processing. Perfect. Now, if you click on it, it's going to bring you to this screen. And I just want to show you how I actually named the product now. So I gave it an SEO optimized title. What it means is I have my brand in here, I have the product in here, and then I want to share a little bit of information of what it is that the screen, the crawler, the search engine is currently looking at. In this case, it's our gray white sneaker. You can even include the Air Force in there. And then to edit an alt text, you just click in here. It's going to bring up this one, and I'm just going to paste the one that I already created to save some time. You click save alt text, and then you can see again Nike Air Force One low and gray and white colorway. And again, we have our brand, we have the product, and we have what it actually is that people are seeing. And there's another reason why alt text is really important, because there's people with visual impairments and they use something called screen readers. And in that case, they also have a little bit of support when a tool actually describes what they see in an image. So it's always a good practice to use alt text to describe the images as accurately as possible. There are certain rules and what to do and what not to do, and what adjectives not to use, also with the image title, what to avoid. But this is too much for this video. There's going to be a separate video on this, but I also created a cheat sheet that everyone gets sent in our newsletter. So if you're interested in the SEO rules and also the templates in Canva, so you don't have to know of the dimensions yourself, click the link down below, join the newsletter, and I'm going to send all of these tools to you so you can start editing these images today. If you like this, please like, subscribe, help us out. This is a lot of fun for us. We love creating these things, but this is also boosting us in terms of the algorithm, but also just showing us what content you want to see or don't want to see. So send us some feedback, and I see you in the next video.